everyone. Welcome back to Girl Meets Bitcoin, where you are following my journey in cloud mining with the Go Mining platform, which I started a few weeks ago. And I feel like last week I was like, okay, I'm going to join Miner Wars, and that's going to be the big thing I do this week. Well, I did quite a few big things this week. I invested quite a bit more money into this venture. I had a lot of fun in Miner Wars. I saw the potential and I had some money sitting around in a high yield savings account, which is not so high yield anymore. And I decided to take some of it and make a fairly large investment in Go Mining. In terms of money for me, there are some much bigger whales than me out there, but I decided to actually take quite a large step. But first of all, let's talk about Miner Wars because I joined Miner Wars. And so Miner Wars is slightly different than solo mining. And so generally your miner mines Bitcoin depending on your terahash amount, and they take out electricity and fees, and then they give you the rest. And it's very uncomplicated. It's very passive. You do it on your own. Miner Wars is kind of like gamifying the process, and there are some more risks. This is quite a bit more risky than just is Go Mining going to be around and I'm going to lose all my investment. You can lose money pretty easily. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how to use Miner Wars because when I started, I was looking for a video that kind of explained everything. I didn't feel like I could find one that was really good at just explaining everything in Miner Wars in a very easy to understand. I didn't know what I was doing basically. And so I've learned a lot in the last week and a half or so. And so let's go over to the app and I will show you guys exactly how you play Miner Wars. Okay, so here we go. Going to teach you about Miner Wars. So first of all, when you enter Miner Wars, you're going to choose a clan. And you're going to be able to look at your clans and you're going to be able to look at stats and stuff. So this number right here with the little green lightning bolt is the total number of TH that your clan holds. So all the people together, how much their TH adds up to. This little one with the little person is how many people are in that clan. This little box right here is how many blocks they've won since the clan started. Now, that is, for my clan, not that many because it's only been around for 2 weeks. This is how many Bitcoin the clan has won in the last, since it started. And this is how many Go Mining tokens. And I'll explain all of this later, but so you can look at this. There's some stats here. I did not understand these stats. If you click on each of these stats, there's a little pop-up that tells you what it's all about. Basically, you want to look at this block share and make sure it's close to the score share or even above it. So you see mine's a little above it. It kind of tells you how lucky your clan is, or that's what it says anyway. And my clan's a pretty good clan, so I agree with that. And then there's members down here. Now, there are going to be some clans that are open, meaning anyone can join them. And you'll just be able to press join clan. And there'll be, my clan is one of those. You can just join it. And some clans that you can't. And so when I was trying to pick my clan, it was really confusing because I was like, well, do I pick a clan that has a lot of TH or do I pick a clan that has less TH? And this is going to be really dependent because if you're in a clan that has a lot of TH, right? Like my clan has quite a bit for a June clan. Then if you don't have a lot of TH, your chances of winning a personal block are quite low. But your chances of winning a clan block is quite high. So that makes it a little confusing at first. And I'll explain how this all works because I did not understand how this works. So this is what the actual game looks like. And there's going to be some important numbers that you're going to want to look at here. This first number up here with the little purple box is the actual block that's being mined. And you can go into the blockchain and you can look at this and see how long it's taking to mine this block. This underneath it is how long it is taking to mine the block. Now, you are not actually mining this block, but they are basing the rounds on how long it takes to mine the current block. So until the current block is mined, this round will just keep going. And a round can last a various amount of times. The average time it takes to mine a block of Bitcoin is about 10 minutes, and they try to keep it at that, which is why the difficulty changes. So if there's more computers trying to solve it, it's going to take less time. They make it harder. If there's less computers trying to solve it, then they make it easier. Actually, this week, most likely Tuesday, the difficulty will go down a little bit because it's been really harder this week to mine. It's taken a little bit longer than average and around 2 to 3% longer than they want. So probably most likely the difficulty will go down a teeny weeny bit on Tuesday. Okay, so that you want to keep track of just the time, right? How long is this round going to happen? The other thing you're going to look at is over here where it says My Clan. Once you've joined a clan, and you can join a clan just with your bonus miner. You don't need to purchase anything at first in order to join a clan. If you would like to get bonus miner, you can use my referral link in the comments below and in the description. That is going to show your percentage your clan has to win this particular block. Now you can see up here, there is a little green lightning bolt. That is how many personal points I have per second adding to this amount of points that my clan has, right? And that is, a round just finished. So that's what happens when a round finishes. And you can see that this clan won that round, and it will show you the name of the clan, how much TH that clan has, which is right here. And the percentage chance they had to win that block was 28%. And these are all the boosts that this clan used. And then, so when you win, your clan wins the block, and the Bitcoin that you get from that is split in between everybody based on their TH. And a person wins a block individually in the clan. So once your clan wins a block, then the personal block goes up, and it shows right here. You can see this person had like a 9.18% chance of winning the block. They used these boosts during that round, and they won that block. So that's how that works. It also says the time up here, how much it was a times 1 block, and I'll explain that too, and which block it was. Okay. So that is your personal amount that you're contributing to the points per round. And that is based on your TH, but also your efficiency. So, if you have if you're at 15, you're going to get a bonus on your points, and so you'll be mining more, you're contributing more points each round than somebody with a 20 or a 28 or anything like that. And so you get a bonus depending on how low your efficiency is. So you want that to be lower so you get more points. Okay. So the other thing you want to look at is this little thing here is what league you're in. There are multiple leagues, and you have to go up the ranks. I'm only going to talk about mostly Dune because I have not played in the other leagues. I've only been in Dune now for about 2 weeks, so we're going to go over that. So as you earn points, you get points and all your points add up together. And then this is the chance that and you can see this is changing, and I'll explain why it's changing. This is my personal amount of points that I'm currently and it goes up every second by this amount. And this is the chance that I actually have to win this block. Not the chance I have once my clan has made it, but the total chance I have to win this block. But my clan has to win it. If my clan loses, my chance is 0 because I can't win it. My clan has to win it. So my clan has an 11.6%. Oh, round finished again. That was a very short round. We did not win that. That's okay. So you can see they go pretty quickly. That was a times 2. That's why you saw that. So, okay, now in all things even, it would basically just be based on TH, and that would be it. My clan has quite a high amount of TH in this league right now, and so we'd be winning tons of blocks. We are winning lots of blocks. But you can see on the left-hand side here, there's some things happening over here. So there are various ways you can increase this amount that you're contributing, which will increase your percentage your clan has to win this block and the percentage you have to win this block. And these are called boosts, and they cost Gomining token. And you can see there are 2 boosts on the left-hand side here. These affect your entire clan. And they cost amount of money based on how much TH you have. So this has actually gone up because I gained some TH this week, obviously. So it was like 2 before when I was like at 42, but now it's quite a bit more. Then you have your personal boost down here, and this increases your amount of points that you're contributing, just not the rest of the clan. And so this little green rocket doesn't cost that much, and it increases your amount by your points by 1.8 K per second. So if I clicked that, it would add 1.8 K per second to how many points. And so that's obviously, it would be like having 1.8 TH, right? Well, a little bit more because my efficiency is quite low. So that's how that one works. So that's like a consistent throughout the whole round. So if the round lasts 2 minutes or the round lasts an hour, you're just getting 1.8K a second. This other little one they call it Echo. And then that one adds a certain amount of points every 2 minutes. So I think it starts at like 70K. And every 2 minutes that the round lasts, you get an increasing amount of points. So obviously, this one's going to work out really well for a round that is very long. And I, in fact, used it the other day in the one that was like 2 hours long. It didn't really help me much. I didn't win the block, but yes. So this one, again, is, but you don't know. No one knows how long a block is going to take. So it's kind of guesswork and a little bit of probability, right? If the last 2 blocks took 2 hours each, the next one's probably going to be quicker, but could not be also. This one just gives you an automatic 40K. So I don't really use that one that much. These are the 2 main ones I use. And then there's like the shop here, right? And so you can kind of go in here. These are like your quick buttons, but you can change which power-ups are on there's a lot more power-ups than those ones. If you go down here, there's the focus, and it tells you what each one does, right? Um, so that one's the instant boost. There's a focus, which gives you 1 million points, but only for 5 minutes. So this one you want to use either if you think it's going to be a very short round, or you want to use it at the end of a round when you think it's going to end soon. And again, these are just guesses. You don't know when it's going to end. Now, there's the purple ones, which cost more but give you more, right? So the green rocket gives you 1.8K. The purple rocket gives you 18K per second, but costs 10 Go mining tokens. So this is where people get a little confused, right? And then there's the red ones, which cost a lot, but they give you a lot as well. Okay, so that's boosts. So the boosts up your amount of points. That's why people will say, oh, I'm boosting. But I will say it is only a chance, right? I have a 26%, my clan has a 26% chance of winning this block. There may be other clans that have a 0.9% chance, and then they spin the wheel and it lands on that 0.9% chance, and we don't win despite it. We've seen people up like 60, 70% chance not win the block. It is a game of chance and probability. Overall, of course, if you are going to start winning more blocks, the higher chance you have on a regular basis. If you go into here, so then you'll be able to see your stats for your clan, which I kind of already showed you, which gives you like all the stats and who's in your clan. Go down there and look at that. This is another important thing. You can chat with your clan here. You can get info, you can share. But the history is something I use quite often, and this will show you the history of the blocks and the current block, right? So I can see what block it was, how long it took, and if it was a ×2 or ×1 or ×8. And it also tells you approximately how much each block is worth, right? So if I go down to this ×1 that finished, right? Each personal block. So if you win the personal block, your clan wins it, you win it. Each person gets 41.382 blah 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 Go mining token who wins it, right? So you won that personal block, you get 41, which is quite a lot right now. It wasn't this high last week. This amount, how much you get, is based on how much people are boosting. I'll show you that in a minute. And if you go down here, this is the clans. There's 2 rewards you could possibly get. You get BTC from your clan wins, and you could potentially win a personal block. Now, if you only have your 1 TH miner and your bonus miner, your chances are pretty slim depending on how much TH is in your total clan, right? On how much you're going to, what your chances are to win a personal block. You could win a personal block. And then you'd get tons of Go mining token compared to what you'd make solo. But your chances of that pretty slim. I did not win a block at all last week. But this week I've won 4 blocks because I increased my TH. But even that it's no guarantee. You could win 0 blocks. You could win 20 blocks, depending. Obviously, the boosting, if you know how to boost correctly, your chances of winning more blocks is higher. But there's no guarantee. So down here is how much BTC you're winning per block. You will notice these numbers change throughout the week. And that is again, if we go over here, so that's where you can look at all the different blocks. You can see everything. You can also look at the current block that's currently running, and you can see what clans are boosting. So you can be like, oh, well, my clan's boosting right now, and I have a pretty high chance of winning this. Maybe I'll want to boost too, because I'll have a hit. If my clan wins this, then I'll have a high chance of getting a personal block. But you also might see like, okay, so if my clan wasn't boosting at all, and just this clan was boosting, and they're up at like 60%, maybe I don't want to boost so much because I'm just wasting my money because I'm not going to win it. But that's up to you. So the other thing you're going to want to use is this leaderboard thing, right? And this is going to show you a lot of things. Oh, we must have won a block since last I looked. Anyway, this is going to find, first of all, the reward fund. So this is where all the BTC is coming from and how it's split up. So all the blocks that have been won so far this week, they split up this $10,000 basically, or this 0.1 Bitcoin in between each block, depending on the multiplier, right? So if you have that's where the multipliers come in. So if you have a ×1, it's worth whatever 1 would be worth, right? If you have 2, it's double that. This goes up throughout the week based on the total TH of the entire league that you're in, right? So I'm in Dune X or 10. And so all of the TH gets added each day to this reward fund. So like at the beginning of the day, when they just added a bunch of it, it starts out really high, and then throughout the day it kind of decreases. But at the end, they'll average it all out, and you'll get whatever it is. And it's, if you kind of like look at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, and like add it and divide it by 2, find the average there, you'll have a fairly decent idea of how much you're going to get per block. There's also the same fund for the personal blocks. Now, this is a little bit different where it's funded. The other one is how much the clan would have mined if they were solo, and that goes into a pot and gets split between all of the blocks. This one is how much people boosted. So all the money people are spending on boosts goes into this pot and then gets divided by how many blocks there were total. Now, for some reason this week, people are boosting like crazy in this league. So our personal blocks are worth quite a bit, actually, compared to what I've seen in the past. So that's a good thing, but also people are spending a lot of GMT. It's probably not good for them unless they're winning blocks. And then you will also be able to see where your clan is. My clan's currently number 1. We did not start off the week with this much TH. People have been joining our clan, and it has grown. So I've been getting, as that happens, I get less and less of a little piece of what we've won so far, right? But we're winning quite a few blocks because we're in lead, and that's pretty good. So there's a balance, right, between how much TH is in your clan and how many blocks you win and how much you get, right? Sometimes it's not always best to be in the top clan. If your TH isn't very high and you only get like a bitty thing, and you're, again, I'm in a clan with quite a lot of people, so even though I have a generally higher TH, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be winning all the blocks, right? And I'm not, because I don't really boost that much yet, because I'm still learning how to boost properly, which is where you should be when you start out. You should not be joining like Horizon or any of the higher leagues, because you don't know what you're doing. See, also we have 2 days left up here, which cycle it is. The different leagues, it automatically shows you the one, but you can look at all the other leagues. You can kind of see that they're, Dune 7 has quite a bit less reward fund than we do. And if you go over here to theirs is quite a bit less than we do. Less people, there's less TH in this clan, in this league, so less people are boosting. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win less or earn less. Even though it's smaller, there's also less TH to divide it all up against. And then you can get, so once you're in Dune, you can move up to the higher ones, but with our worth more. Okay. But we're going to just talk about Dune. So we have gone over this initial page here, right? You will see one thing I didn't talk about that much was up here, which is the multiplier, right? Now, this has nothing to do with the actual block. It's just random, and there's like a percentage chance that each number will be shown. But this shows you how much the multiplier is like how much more you get, right? If it's a times 2, you're gonna get twice the amount of GMT if you win that personal block, and your clan gets twice the amount of Bitcoin. So obviously, and in Dune, it can go up to a times 32. Now the 32s are pretty rare, but they do happen. So you can obviously see if you win a 32 right now in this league, you are getting 41 GMT times 32 if you win that block. Now your chances of winning that block are going to be pretty low, but if you win it, it's a pretty big deal. So you want to keep an eye on that. Just you're probably not going to want to boost on these kind of lower levels, but maybe if it's like the middle of the night, nobody else is boosting, you haven't won a block, and you want a chance to win a block because the blocks are where it's at, man. You might want to look at your boosting. What you don't want to do though, and this is something I've seen people do a lot this week, is so if I win this block, right, I'm going to get 41 GMT or whatever. We can go over here and look. It's about 41.3 right now. Might go down, might go up. I don't know. Now, if I go in here and I go over here and I press this button, spend a bunch of money on all these boosts that cost 10 and I spend 50 GMT, I might win that block, but I'm only getting 40 GMT for winning that block. And I've spent 50 just to get it. So I'm actually underwater 10 GMT just because I spent it all on boosts. So you can see why boosting is important, but also you need to be smart about it and not spend all your GMT on boosts until you really know what is going on. Or you can, and it will just go all into the fund and people will take your money. One of those things. But I recommend you not do that until you kind of know what you're doing. The other thing you might want to look at is your rewards. So you will see this is the blocks that my clan have won over the last couple days. Well, here, so you can see we won quite a few. And then you can go in here and see your personals. So I've won 4 personals this week so far. Um, that is Miner Wars. That's the beginning of Miner Wars. It is really fun, especially when you win blocks. I personally would rather win less amount per block and win more blocks because it just gives you that gamey feel than win a lot. Have a really big 32, but only win it every once in a while. I don't know. That's me personally, but that is how you play. You can leave a clan if you want. Go in here. I don't know how you leave your clan actually. Oh, right here. By your head, you can leave the clan and then you can join another. They haven't put any limits so far on how much you can join or leave a clan. And so you can join a clan. You can try one out. If you don't like it, you can leave it. It doesn't, unlike moving from solo to Miner Wars, it doesn't stop. You're not timed out from earning. As soon as you join the new clan, you'll start earning with that new clan. Your old stuff that you earned will be with your old clan. The new stuff will be with your new clan. But I will say, this is something I learned when if you want to go back to solo, you have to time it right, because if you leave in the middle of the day, then you lose that whole day of Miner Wars, but you don't actually start mining again until the restart at 0 o'clock UTC, which is my time. I think it's 7 p.m. or whatever. And so when you leave it, that's when you start accumulating solo. So you won't actually get rewarded until the day, not that morning, the next day, but the day after, because you've earned nothing until you've had a whole 24 hours back in solo. So you want to make sure you time that right when you leave and enter. I did not do that right. I don't think it will make a big difference in the end for me, but you might want to think about that if you're leaving and entering a clan. Okay. So that is what I've been doing. And so the first week, I didn't win any blocks. And then I decided that I was going to increase my TH. So like I said, I had all this money kind of in a savings account. I decided I was going to take the risk, put it into here. I mean, if it does better than 3%, basically I'm making out. And if I don't, then okay, it's not going to change my life that much in terms of my retirement anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. So, this week though, I've already earned 4 blocks, and so those personal blocks really increase your income. So I'm basically on par this week to already make 2 to 3 times as much as I would in solo, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. So how much did I invest basically? Well, a lot. For me anyway. So the total amount that I invested was $10,634.17. And some of that came from like the beginning. I was doing a little bit. Most of it came from fairly big deposits. Currently, I'm holding 12,556.92 Go Mining token. I do plan to buy another NFT miner with some of that and lock the rest away. And I can't remember if I talked about locking yet, but what you basically locking is you can lock away your Go Mining token and you can't use it, right? So you lock it and you can't use it, but it sits there and collects interest. And the interest rate on that right now is 32%. And so that, if you lock it for 4 years, which means I will not be able to touch it for 4 years, but it will be earning me 32% on that. And it adds to the discount on my maintenance every month. And so to me, it's like a no-brainer, especially if I believe in this long term, at least 4 years anyway, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I also valued the miner. So I bought a new one. And so my total hash rate right now is 218.49. And so the way I valued it was the same as I had before. I went on to the marketplace. I found the lowest price at the same power. And then I subtracted 20% from that to see if I had to get out quickly, I could sell it pretty quickly. And so I valued my miners at $5,018. And it's actually gone up a little bit because I went back in this morning just because I'm looking for another miner and everything was more expensive. So right now, my total portfolio value is negative $9,723.44, which is a net profit loss of negative 910.73, which is a return of investment of negative 8.6. That's not bad, honestly. It's not huge anyway, and hopefully I'm going to be earning both percentage in my Go Mining token from my lock, and I will be earning money in Miner Wars. So we'll see. I've done some calculations. It looks like I can potentially earn back my initial investment in like 7 to 8 months, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Depending on how Miner Wars goes. If not, it's going to be quite a bit longer, but I will earn it back. So how did my Bitcoin do? Well, okay. So I did not have enough money to put in $10,000 into Bitcoin. Sorry, everybody. What I did do was that I just kept it the same. It didn't change. The only thing that changed actually was the value of Bitcoin. And so last week, I think Bitcoin was at like 110. It had gone down from like I bought it at like 109 or something like that. Went up to 110. Well, now it's at like 100,000. The exact number I used was 100,516 because that's what it was when I was making the graphic. I mean, it's been fluctuating a little bit between it got below 100,000, but now I think it might be back up to 101 or something like that. But it's basically in that 100,000 range right now. So I'm underwater in my Bitcoin right now. So I invested $909.56 to keep up with my Go Mining. Now, clearly that is not going to keep up with my Go Mining. The current value is 905.65. So I'm negative $3.91 right now, which is negative 0.4 return on investment. So I'm underwater on my Bitcoin too. But not a ton. So that's good. And how do they measure up with each other? Well, I'm negative. It's a little harder to kind of like look at the differences because I've invested so much in Go mining right now. So I did take a hit, obviously, when I spent so much money. But I'm also going to be getting a lot of profits. And these are going to be, as long as I don't spend any more money, I will be making money. Even if I don't make that much money, I will be making some money. So this will go up as long as I stop spending money. I'm not going to spend any more. I am going to spend that Go mining token, but that's already in here. I'm not spending any more of my like money I earned from my job on this. I promise. I swear I'm going to come back and have invested like $100,000 in this. No, I'm not. Okay, so and Bitcoin purely relies on the value of Bitcoin, right? And so if Bitcoin isn't up next week, I'm not up. Whereas with Go mining, I might be up $100 just in 1 week. It's not going to change that ROI too much, but every week that I'm going to keep earning, and it's a little bit more insulated in terms of Bitcoin fluctuations because of that Go mining token. And because I'm earning more Bitcoin every single week, whereas the investment, it's just a steady. So if Bitcoin doesn't really move much, Go mining is going to be a better investment. If Bitcoin shoots to the moon, my Bitcoin investment is going to do better. I think I said that last week too. Anyway, if you want to join me in Miner Wars, please use the link below. Buy your first miner. Get obsessed like I am. Join my clan. And let us fight the other battles and win Go mining tokens or Bitcoin, whichever you want to invest in. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see my update next week. And I'll see you in week 5. Bye, everybody.